Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and Nye, exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML, a managed service provider in Queens, NY, offering network management, voice over IP or VoIP, and unified communications as a service. That's UCaaS, cybersecurity, compliance, infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, cloud solutions, and Microsoft 365 and Azure solutions. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you. That is quite a list of services. But, no matter how complex your setup is, there's one tool that still eats up so much of every business day: email.
Oh, absolutely. It's still the backbone for everything. Client conversations, documents, all of it.
But it's also, let's be honest, a huge source of friction and just wasted time. So for our deep dive today, we're looking at Mr. Len Kaplan's article, How Microsoft Copilot Turns Outlook into a Productivity Assistant.
Right. And the goal here, especially for a small business owner, is all about getting that time back. So we want to understand how Copilot can cut down on that email friction.
So what can it actually do?
Exactly. What are its capabilities? What are its limits? And this is crucial. How does the human user stay in control? We're aiming for efficiency here, not just blind automation.
Okay, so let's start with the problem itself. Why is email still such a time drain? We have better tools than ever.
Well, the article makes a great point. It's not the volume so much anymore. It's the what they call the cognitive load.
The mental gymnastics.
Yes, the constant need to switch context, to get the wording just right. That's what drains you.
So like sifting through a huge email thread just for one question.
That's the first one. You have this massive chain, maybe 40 replies deep, and you're just hunting for the one action item meant for you. That's 10 minutes of detective work right there.
It really is. It feels like digging through a filing cabinet.
And then you have to write the reply. And you spend so much time rewriting it, don't you?
Oh, constantly. You write the direct, maybe slightly annoyed version first.
And then you delete it and spend the next 5 minutes making it sound diplomatic and professional.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. That careful wording, that's the real time killer.
It is. And it applies to everything. Writing a polite follow-up so you don't sound pushy, or taking your team's rough internal notes and turning them into a polished client update.
So all these little things just stack up.
They add up to hours every single week.
Okay, so that's the problem, the friction. What's the solution Copilot offers? The article is very clear that it's not some AI bot that takes over your inbox.
No, not at all. It's a Copilot. That's the key. It works alongside you, and it only acts when you tell it to. It doesn't auto-send anything.
It's there to help with the drafting and the understanding part.
Precisely. It tackles those specific pain points we just talked about. Let's start with drafting. You know that feeling of staring at a blank email?
The blank page problem.
Yes. Copilot gets rid of it. You can give it a few bullet points, a short prompt, and it drafts the entire email for you.
So I could just type, ask for the Q3 forecast numbers from the last meeting.
And it would generate a full professional email making that request.
Yeah.
You go from being the writer to being the editor. It's a huge shift.
Okay, that's a big deal. What about rewriting, that tonal adjustment we mentioned?
It does that too. You can write your quick, blunt draft and just tell Copilot, make this more formal or make this more concise. It adjusts the tone for you.
Wow. Okay, and what about that 40 reply email chain? How does it help me understand what's going on?
That's maybe its most impressive feature. It can summarize the entire thread.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. It gives you a short, readable overview. It even pulls out the key action items and questions directed at you so you don't have to go hunting.
Okay, hold on. I have to ask a critical question here. If Copilot is that good at cleaning up a messy email thread, aren't we just encouraging people to write bad, messy emails? If they know an AI will just fix it for the person receiving it.
That is a fantastic point. And it gets to the need for proper training and policies, which we'll get to. But the argument is that the time saved by the receiver is so significant, it outweighs the risk.
So it's an efficiency trade-off.
Exactly. It minimizes the delay caused by a confusing email because the person who needs to act gets the key info immediately.
Yeah.
You're not losing a day because an important question was buried on page 3.
That makes sense. Let's make this more concrete. What's a real-world, everyday use case for this?
Okay, imagine your team has a quick, messy internal chat about a client problem. Jargon, shorthand, you know how it is.
Right, and now I have to write a polished, professional update to the client immediately.
Normally, that's a 20-minute job. With Copilot, you just feed it those notes and say, draft a professional update for the client about this, and boom, you get a polished draft ready for review.
So it translates the internal chatter into client speak.
Perfectly. Or another one, You get one of those emails with 5 different questions packed into one paragraph.
I hate those. It's so easy to miss one.
Right. Copilot can generate a structured reply that addresses each question one by one. It dramatically reduces the chance of you missing something important.
And what about that emotional side, the frustration?
It's like a filter for that.
Yeah.
You can write that angry email you never actually send, feed it to Copilot, and say, rewrite this to be diplomatic and suggest an alternative.
So it helps you take a step back?
It does. But notice the pattern in all of this.
The user is always in control.
Always. You review, you edit, you approve, only then do you hit send. It's about saving time on the drafting and editing, not taking away your judgment.
Which brings us to its limits, because understanding what it can't do is just as important.
It's probably more important, especially if you're a business owner thinking about the risks.
So what are the hard lines? What will it just not do?
Okay, first, and this is non-negotiable, it will never send an email without your explicit approval. It drafts, it doesn't send.
It's an assistant, not an agent.
Exactly. Second, it can't replace your professional judgment. It won't make a high-level strategic decision for you. It can't decide if you should offer a client a discount to keep them. That's still on you.
And what about things like legal or compliance issues?
That's the third major boundary. It does not guarantee legal or compliance accuracy. If you're in, say, healthcare, you cannot rely on it to make sure your email is HIPAA compliant.
That's a huge clarification. A human expert still has to review it.
Always. And finally, it doesn't get your company's internal nuance. The subtle history with a client, the office politics, it doesn't know any of that unless you tell it in the prompt.
Okay, let's talk about the big one, security. Every business owner worries that using these AI tools means their private data is being sent out into the world.
And that's a valid concern. But the key here is that Copilot for Microsoft 365 operates entirely within your organization's Microsoft 365 tenant.
Can you break down what a tenant is for someone who isn't an IT expert?
Of course. Think of your tenant as your company's own private, secure digital building. All your data, your emails, your files lies inside that building.
And Copilot works inside the building.
Exactly. It doesn't take your data outside to show it to the public. And this is critical. It respects all your existing security permissions.
So if an employee can't access a sensitive file now, Copilot can't access it for them either.
That's right. It inherits your existing security structure. It's the difference between asking your own staff to summarize a document inside your locked office versus handing it to a stranger on the street.
So using a tool like this inside your own secure system is much safer than, say, copying and pasting client info into a public AI website.
Far, far riskier to do that. With Copilot for Microsoft 365, the governance is already there.
Okay, so the tool is powerful, the limits are clear, the security is sound. But the article says just turning it on isn't enough.
Right, because you can have the best tool in the world, but if people don't know how to use it, it's useless.
They end up with the blank page problem for the prompt itself.
Exactly. They don't know what to ask, so they get bad results and think the tool doesn't work. Or worse, they misunderstand the boundaries and think it can handle compliance checks, which opens up real risk.
So you have to treat it like any other major operational change. It needs training. It needs onboarding.
You have to build good habits around it. The companies getting the best results are the ones that train their teams, set clear policies, and make sure their security settings are properly configured before they roll it out.
And this is where Mr. Kaplan's company, CDML, comes in. They help with that whole process.
They do. They help assess if you're ready, configure the security, and then actually train your people on how to use it safely and get the most out of it.
So it's about thoughtful implementation.
That's the key. When it's done right, Copilot becomes this quiet, effective assistant that just reduces friction and gives you back time to focus on the work that actually matters.
It helps you be more human by handling the robotic parts of the job. Well, if you found this deep dive valuable, remember that new blog posts from CDML come out every Tuesday and Thursday.
We really encourage you to visit https://cdml.com. That's CLEMDMEEWADSL, and subscribe to their blog. It's a great way to stay informed and secure.
And please, if you like this deep dive, click that thumbs up button. It really helps us figure out what topics you want to hear more about.
Absolutely.
Till next time.